Good morning. I'm Greg Howes. This is Morning Pulse. Welcome. Good to have you on with me this morning as we begin our day. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. You are a faithful part of what happens here on Morning Pulse. So thank you so very much. Cornerstone people, we are reading the Bible. So let's stay after it. We're reading in First Kings. So be reading the scriptures, First Kings. Also, if you missed last night's live stream, the Life Table, I would encourage you to go back and watch it. We had what I would consider a very valuable conversation, dialogue last night concerning recovering the fathering dimension in general, and looking at relationships between fathers and sons and between brothers, older brothers, younger brothers, and how all of that works in our lives. And so, and spiritual brothers as well. So if you missed it, or even if you saw it, you might want to go back and review it. It was really good last night. So we are grateful. Yeah, we are grateful. So let's jump into what we have for today. By the way, today is Brian Lowe's birthday. Happy birthday to Brian Lowe, a young man that's been circling around my life for many years now. He started very, very young and still a young man, even though we have many years of experience together. So I appreciate Brian. I love him. I'm grateful for what he does for me and for Cornerstone. Brian Lowe is a good man. So we are grateful. Happy birthday, Brian. Lessons we are learning in the building process. Lessons we are learning in the building process. So let's check this out from Proverbs chapter 4, verses 5 through 7. I'm reading this out of the New International Version. Get wisdom, get understanding. Do not forget my words or turn away from them. Do not forsake wisdom, and she will protect you. Love her, and she will watch over you. The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom. Get it. Though it costs all you have, get understanding. So here we have two primary basic elements of what God does in our lives on a consistent basis. He moves in us and through us using the factor of wisdom and understanding. Wisdom and understanding. These two chief components of living our lives and honoring God in everything we do. Wisdom and understanding. And the finish of this section says, though it costs you all you have, get understanding. It's important that we comprehend what is going on in our lives, that we understand it. Another verse very similar is Proverbs 14 and verse 33 that says, wisdom rests in the heart of him who has understanding. So once you have a basis of understanding in your life, wisdom is going to come in and sit on top of that understanding. So it's like understanding is the sofa in your living room. Wisdom is the guest that comes in and sits on the sofa. Wisdom is sitting on understanding. So as we increase in comprehension, as we increase in understanding, wisdom is resting in that. Wisdom makes a home there. Wisdom is comfortable in the place of understanding. So as we're considering these things, I want us to look at a few lessons that we have learned. And today, probably just one of those lessons, but I want you to check out this lesson. Whatever God is doing is way beyond our natural sight. This is a lesson I believe we have learned. Whatever God is doing is way beyond our natural sight. In 1 Kings chapter 19, when Elijah is on the run from Jezebel, he's been intimidated, he's fearful, he wants to die, he's done, he's finished, he's backing into a corner, he's quitting his prophetic ministry, he's just done with all of it. When God begins to interview him, or maybe we should say interrogate him, when God begins to ask Elijah pointed questions, Elijah's answer is, I alone am left. I'm the only one left in Israel that's serving you, God. I'm the only one. But God says, no. I have reserved 7,000 in Israel. So Elijah's view is one way, but God's perspective on the matter is totally different. You see, whatever God is doing is way beyond our natural sight. So often we tend to go by what we see with our natural eyes, or what we're thinking with our academic brain, or what we're feeling with our emotions. How this makes me feel. But God wants us to see things like He sees them. If we are willing and if we are submissive to Him, He will open up our eyes so that we can see what only He can reveal to us. Because whatever God is doing is way beyond our natural sight. Here's another occasion of this. 2 Kings chapter 6. This is now Elisha, the successor to Elijah. He has a servant named Gehazi. This is the occasion where the Syrian army has come to capture Elisha, because the king of Syria is not happy with some of the things Elisha is doing in his prophetic ministry. Elisha and his servant Gehazi are surrounded by the Syrian armies. Gehazi gets up in the morning and goes out and looks, and he sees these armies for the first time. And he is shocked. He's stunned. And he says to Elisha, what should we do? What are we going to do? We're surrounded. Elisha says, do not fear, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them. See, whatever God is doing is way beyond our natural sight. Those who are with us are more than those who are with the enemy. And then he prays, Lord, open his eyes that he may see. See, this is what has to happen to us. It's got to be our prayer. Lord, open my eyes so that I can see. So I can see beyond my natural sight. When the Lord opens Gehazi's eyes, he sees the mountains surrounding the Syrian army filled with the angelic hosts of heaven. And he now sees what Elisha declared. Those who are with us are more than those who are with them. Whatever God is doing is way beyond our natural sight. Our natural sight. Here's a New Testament example of this, as Paul writes to us in 2 Corinthians chapter 4. He says, we do not lose heart. Even though our outward man is perishing, yet the inward man is being renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, is working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Watch this now. while we do not look at the things which are seen, but we look at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporary, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Whatever God is doing is way beyond our natural sight. Paul has the audacity to tell us that these difficult things that we're passing through are but a light affliction. They're temporary, they're only for a moment. And whatever you're going through that's for a moment, it's temporary. It seems like forever to us, yeah? It seems like it's difficult. It seems like it's heavy. It's a heavy burden to bear. But Paul lets us know it's just a light affliction. It's only for a moment. And it's working something in our lives, a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. That's what's being worked out in us. But the key is we're not looking at what we see with our natural eyes. That is not our focus. We are looking at the things that we cannot see. We're looking beyond the natural into the spiritual. We're looking into the eternal realm through the eyes of faith. And we are realizing that whatever God is doing is way beyond our natural sight. Here's a key factor for us to remember. There's more going on than what's going on. Let that sink in. There is more going on than what's going on. We feel things, we see things in the natural. But we must realize and we must believe that there's more going on behind the scenes. There's more going on in the spirit. There's more going on in the spiritual realm, in the unseen realm. There's more going on than what's going on. That's always the case. There's more going on from the heavenly side of things, but there's also more going on from the hellish side of things. Demonic activity, demonic strategies, demonic attacks, all of that is happening. But what is taking place from the heavenly realm is greater, it's mightier, it's stronger. And so we focus on the spiritual, the eternal. We focus on what God is doing. Now get this, our actual activity, what we're actually doing in real life, in real time, is only the small, visible part of huge, invisible, divine movement. What we're actually doing today, what we're actually doing in our lives, in real time, real life, it's only a small part. It's only the visible part of something that is much bigger than us. It's huge. It's invisible to the natural eye. It is the divine movement of God, heaven's movement in our lives. So what we're seeing, what we're going through, what we're feeling, that's only a small part. That's only the visible part of something much bigger than us. So wisdom is operating to take our eyes off of the seen and locking our eyes of faith upon the unseen. Wisdom takes our eyes off of the seen and locks our eyes of faith upon the unseen. So this is something we are learning in this building process. Something we are learning, yeah? We must continue to focus on what God is teaching us. One more time, whatever God is doing is way beyond our natural sight. So consider that today. Meditate on that. Look at examples in your own life. in your own life story. Look back over your history and examine what God has done and how he has moved in the unseen realm. It's amazing when you consider it. It's an important lesson. So think about it today. You're going to have a great day. I declare everything put your hands on today is going to prosper. It's going to be successful. You're going to have a great day today. You really, really are. Be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. And I'll talk to you soon.